Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? It's Chris here. Just bringing an update on the FastJimmy71 tribute build. As you can see, I've got most of the chassis and the interior done. There's just the radiator to put in on the front. And I've got to make some decals for the NOS bottle and the fire extinguisher. And there's a bit of touch up to do around, like in areas like in here, because I had to sort of break the glue and remodify things. Same with the dash, but I've sort of fixed those up. If you remember, the dash and the roll cage I was having trouble with. Turns out that where the dash sits on the firewall, it doesn't really fit into those grooves that they tell you. Well, it fits in the grooves, but it doesn't sit at a sort of a straight angle. It has to go on. Yeah, we'll start again. It doesn't sit straight. It's got to sit on a bit of an angle. So there's a little bit of a gap underneath, so it doesn't glue directly, but sort of have to fill it up with some super glue. So that's the only problem with so far, anyway. And in doing so, it sort of screws up the way the windshield fits in the front. But with a bit of modifying here and there, it should fit okay, I hope. Apart from that, I think the kit's fine. There's no other problems. I have got the fuel cell and the battery in there, and turns out you're not even going to see that once the body goes on. I was thinking that I was going to have the body removable, and I'm hoping I can still do that, but mocking it up and seeing how it fits, I think the body has to be glued in order for the well, I'm going to have a removable front clip, so in order for that to work properly, the back of it needs to be glued down. But well, I'll see if I can work something out. If not, then you're not going to see any of the detail on the back, so it's a waste of time. But anyway, roll cage is all done. I've got the wiring there for the ignition module and all the other computing stuff and whatever. We've got the switches at the top there. It's all wired in. Like I said, I added the NOS bottle, that's scratch built, and the fire extinguisher, which also scratch built. I had to relocate the gauge on the dash because it interfered with the windscreen. So I mean, that's not something that they sort of tell you where to put in the instructions. It was like only a few millimeters I had to move forward because of the angle, but there was no sort of positive connection of where it fits. It's just like, yeah, stick it on the dash somewhere. What else? We've got the wheels attached, and one thing I don't like, so I'll pick it up and show you, right here at like where the wheel connects, that big, it's like a clip. Once you put the wheel over, it doesn't come back out. Well, it will, but it'll probably break before it does. And it's just a huge piece of plastic that sticks out, so I've got to somehow make it look like it's a big bolt. But anyway, it's not a big deal, I guess. It's all wired up in there, and all the wires do go through the firewall and come through there into the ignition box, or whatever they're supposed to be called. All the NOS lines are wired up, the fuel lines, everything goes where it's supposed to go. So yeah, there was a lot of research in this, and I had a lot of fun, but I don't think I'll be doing one again for a while. I think the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it box stock. What else is there? Oh, the harness. Racing harness, that's what is it? That's masking tape folded against itself and then painted with a marker. That's pretty much it, I think. Oh, the pads here, they are heat shrink tubing, sliced and then sort of put around it and then heat it up so it shrinks a bit. And I usually put tie wires, white ties, something like that, like I've done with the wiring in here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I might. Well, it's going to be pretty difficult to do it now, but I might be able to. I was trying to do it in black, because they don't really stand out as much, or I might leave it. Anyway, what else have we got? I'll show you underneath quickly. The headers, transmission, everything's there. I was going to do the lines and you know, all the plumbing for the rear differential, because they also have a separate oil pump and whatever. But I don't know. I decided not to. This build's sort of getting out of hand at the moment, and I just want to finish it up. I haven't even started painting the body yet, but yeah, I think I've done enough on this one. If I really wanted to in the future, I could. It's not that hard to sort of disassemble the rear end to that, so the option's there. But anyway, that's that. The body itself is in primer at the moment. I just need to sand it and then paint it white, mask off, and then paint it. Decided to go with the red. I've glued the top of this scoop to the hood and puttied the liner in there. It's going to be a little bit tricky to paint underneath it, underneath in there and stuff, but I think I should be able to work it out. So you've got the hood, the front clip is removable, so hopefully that will stay there. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a pin through it yet. I don't think I'll need to. I think it'll stay in place, and that's one of the things I was saying, where the rear part of it, it sort of needs to be locked down. Otherwise, if that's removable and the front's removable, it's not going to sit properly. Because the other problem is it's the front of the chassis is slightly warped and it sort of sits up. So, you know, the car's sort of going to sit, I think, like that. Well, not that extreme, but it's a little bit up. So if this is not locked down, it's just gonna there's gonna be all sorts of problems. But you know, we'll work that out when we get to it. I've filled in these panels here that sit with the firewall. Let me see if I can try and mock it up really quickly. Go. So yeah, so that'll sit like that. And see, half the problem here is these sides need to go in, so it needs to be glued. Otherwise, like I said, the front clip's not going to really sit right. Ooh, there was a snafu here. No, it's all good. Something's stopping it. What's stopping you? Alright, we're all good. Yeah, it just needs to be locked down, like I said. Otherwise, it's just not going to fit right. Now, the problem with the windscreen or windshield is basically the points where it touches the dash and the front of the hood. So I have to shade the dash a little bit, shade the windscreen a little bit. So yeah, so I'm stopping this at the moment. I can't really see what I'm doing, but yeah, this is basically what I'm saying. This needs to be locked down, otherwise it's just going to fall apart. So once that's there and that's against it, and once the radiator is in, it'll sort of hold the front end in properly. And I think that'll be fine. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment. And hopefully by this weekend I'm going to try and get some paint on it, and try and mask off the white and paint the red in, and clear it, and then we can start the decal work. and that's it. Once we get that done, we've got few little bits and pieces to do, and we'll be finished. So hopefully within a couple of weeks, it should be done. But yeah, alright, that's it. This update's gone on long enough, so I'll let you guys go, and I'll catch you with you later.